God says, "Why are you always too busy for me? Please talk to me now. I am speaking to you right now because your attention has been pulled in too many directions, and you are slowly drifting away from the quiet place where my voice brings you peace, healing, and strength." This moment is not ordinary, and if you keep listening with an open heart, something within you will begin to shift in a way that brings clarity, comfort, and a deep sense of being seen and loved. You have been filling your days with noise, responsibilities, and endless tasks. Yet your soul has been quietly waiting for a single moment where you turn back toward me and allow my presence to rest upon you. I am calling you gently but urgently because there is something precious I want to give you, and if you ignore this, you may continue carrying burdens that were never meant for you to hold alone. Type Amen if you trust God. You have been telling yourself that you will come to me later, after things calm down, after your work is finished, after your worries fade, but that later keeps moving further away while your heart grows more tired and heavy. I am not asking for perfection or long hours of effort. I am simply asking for your attention, your honesty, and your willingness to be present with me even in the middle of your busy life. Every time you choose distractions over stillness, you miss the gentle whisper that was meant to guide you, protect you, and remind you that you are never alone in what you face. I see the way you carry your stress, the way you push through your exhaustion, and the way you try to handle everything by yourself. Yet, I have been waiting patiently for you to simply pause and let me carry what weighs you down. If your heart feels something right now, take a moment to like this video as a quiet sign that you are choosing to slow down and open yourself to what I am about to place into your life. You think being busy makes you strong, but there is a deeper strength that comes from being connected to me, where your spirit is renewed and your path becomes clearer without the confusion that surrounds you. I am not distant from you, and I have not moved away, but your constant motion has made it difficult for you to notice the peace that has always been within your reach. I am inviting you back into a relationship where you do not have to prove anything, perform anything, or earn anything, because my love for you has never depended on how much you do or how perfectly you live. It has always been there, steady and unchanging, waiting for you to return even for a moment. When you talk to me, even in the simplest words, something begins to heal inside you that no human solution can fully restore. And that is why this moment matters more than you realize. There are answers you have been searching for, there is peace you have been longing to feel, and there is strength you need for what lies ahead. And all of it is found in the space where you choose to be with me instead of running from silence. I am not asking for a perfect prayer or a long conversation. I am asking for your heart, your attention, and your willingness to sit with me without distraction. You are not forgotten, and you are not overlooked, even when you feel like everything around you demands more than you can give, because I have been watching over you with care that never fades. Every breath you take has been sustained by my presence, and every step you have taken has been guided in ways you may not even recognize yet. When you slow down and talk to me, you begin to see how I have been working in your life all along, protecting you from things you never noticed, and leading you toward moments that were meant to shape you. I know your struggles, and I know the things you do not share with others, and I am not asking you to carry them alone any longer. You were never meant to live disconnected from me, because your soul was created to find rest in my presence, not in the endless cycle of tasks and worries that leave you feeling empty. When you choose to come to me, even for a few quiet moments, you allow something sacred to enter your life, something that brings peace where there was anxiety and hope where there was heaviness. I am not here to condemn you for being busy. but I am here to remind you that your life becomes more meaningful when you make space for me within it. You do not have to leave your responsibilities or change everything at once, but you can begin by turning your attention toward me in the middle of your day, in the quiet of your thoughts, and in the stillness of your heart. That small choice will begin to transform the way you experience everything around you, because you will no longer feel alone in what you face. That longing is not weakness, and it is not something to ignore, because it is the place where I meet you and begin to restore what has been drained by the constant rush of life. Type 1010 if you walk by faith. You have been living as though everything depends on your strength alone, as though every outcome must be controlled by your effort, and every problem must be solved by your own thinking. Yet this way of living slowly wears down your spirit until even small things begin to feel overwhelming. I never designed you to carry life in this way, and I never intended for you to feel like you must hold everything together without help, because I am here to walk with you and to guide you through what you cannot handle alone. When you pause and speak to me, you begin to release the pressure that has been building inside you, and you open a door for peace to enter in a way that no external solution can provide. Could a simple 7-minute sound wave unlock hidden brain abilities you never knew you had? Researchers claim this special neurowave may stimulate a dormant mental frequency linked to focus, intelligence, and memory. Thousands now use this short daily ritual to overcome brain fog while improving sharper memory, heightened mental energy, faster thinking and learning. Click the link in the comments below before it gets removed forever. There is a reason I keep calling you back to this quiet place, and it is because I see what lies ahead, and I know what you will need to face it with strength, wisdom, and calmness. You may not understand everything right now, and you may feel uncertain about where your path is leading, but I am not uncertain, and I am not distant from what is happening in your life. I am already present in your future, preparing the way, arranging what needs to fall into place, and protecting you from things you cannot see. And all I ask is that you stay connected to me so you can walk forward without fear. If something within you is softening and opening right now, take a moment to like this video as a quiet way of saying that you are ready to receive peace and direction in your life. When you say you are too busy, what you are really saying is that everything else has taken priority over the one relationship that brings life to your soul. And over time, this creates a distance that leaves you feeling empty even when your schedule is full. I do not ask you to abandon your responsibilities because I know they are part of your life, but I ask you to invite me into them so that you are not moving through your day without the strength and guidance I freely offer. When you include me in your thoughts, your decisions, and your quiet moments, everything begins to feel lighter, clearer, and more meaningful because you are no longer walking alone. I know there have been times when you tried to come to me but felt distracted, tired, or unsure of what to say, and in those moments you may have turned away, thinking it was not enough. But I am not measuring your words or judging your approach. I am listening to your heart, and even your simplest thoughts are precious to me when they are offered with sincerity and openness. You do not need to have perfect words or deep understanding, because what I desire most is your presence, your honesty, and your willingness to be with me as you are. There is healing waiting for you in this connection, healing from the stress that has built up over time, healing from the fears that quietly follow you, and healing from the moments when you felt alone or misunderstood. I see every part of you, even the parts you try to hide, and I am not turning away from you, but drawing closer so that you can feel the comfort and strength that comes from being truly known and accepted. When you talk to me, you begin to experience a peace that does not depend on your circumstances, and this peace becomes a steady foundation that supports you no matter what happens around you. You have been searching for clarity in many places, looking for answers in the opinions of others, in your own thoughts, and in the endless flow of information that surrounds you. Yet true clarity comes when you sit with me and allow my wisdom to settle your mind. I do not speak with confusion or pressure, but with a calm assurance that brings understanding in a way that feels steady and right. When you slow down and listen, you will begin to notice how my guidance gently leads you, helping you make choices that align with the path I have prepared for you. Type 555 if you trust in Jesus. You are not behind, and you are not missing your purpose, even if it feels that way sometimes, because I am still guiding you and working through your life in ways you may not fully see yet. Every step you have taken, even the uncertain ones, has been part of a larger journey that is still unfolding, and I am with you in every moment of it. When you stay connected to me, you begin to see how even your struggles can lead to growth, how your challenges can shape your strength, and how your life can move forward with purpose instead of confusion. I am not asking you to become someone different overnight, and I am not placing a heavy burden on you, but I am inviting you into a simple, living relationship where you can return to me again and again without fear or hesitation. You can talk to me in the middle of your day, in the quiet of your thoughts, and in the moments when you feel overwhelmed, and I will always be there, listening and responding with love and care. This connection is not something distant or unreachable, but something close, personal, and always available to you. You have been living at a pace that leaves little room for your soul to breathe, yet your soul was never created to survive on constant movement without rest in my presence. When you slow down with me, even for a few quiet moments, something inside you begins to settle, and that settling is the beginning of a deeper peace that can remain with you no matter how busy your life becomes. Type 222 to receive blessings. There are parts of your heart that have grown tired, not only from what you have faced, but from the way you have tried to handle everything alone without letting yourself fully rest in me. I have watched you push through days when your strength felt low, and I have seen you continue even when your spirit felt heavy, and I honor that perseverance. Yet I also want you to understand that you do not have to keep living this way. There is a better way, a gentler way, where you still live your life and fulfill your responsibilities, but you do it with a sense of calm strength that comes from walking closely with me. What if the real reason you feel mentally tired has nothing to do with age at all? A newly revealed neurowave technique claims to reactivate a hidden superbrain wave already inside your mind. Thousands report sharper memory, heightened mental energy, faster thinking and learning after listening for just 7 minutes a day. Some even say their brain fog started fading from the very first session. Click the link in the comments below before this disappears forever. When you say you are too busy for me, you are unknowingly closing the door to the very source of the strength you need to keep going, and over time, this makes everything feel harder than it should. I am not asking you to stop your life, but I am asking you to let me become part of it in a real and constant way, so that you are not carrying your burdens without support. When you begin to talk to me throughout your day, even in simple thoughts and quiet words, you will notice how your perspective starts to change and how your heart feels lighter even when your circumstances remain the same. If this is touching something deep within you right now, take a moment to like this video as a quiet way of showing that you are choosing to open your heart and make space for something greater in your life. I know there have been moments when you felt distant from me, and wondered if I was still close. And in those moments you may have pulled back even more, thinking that the connection was lost or weakened. I want you to understand that I have never moved away from you, and I have never stopped listening, even when you were silent. The distance you feel is not created by my absence, but by the layers of distraction and busyness that have covered the quiet place where we meet. You do not need to remove everything from your life to find me again, because I am already present in the middle of it, waiting for you to notice and respond. You can speak to me while you walk, while you work, while you sit in stillness, and even while your thoughts are scattered, and I will meet you there with patience and understanding. I am not expecting a perfect moment, but a real one, where you allow yourself to be present with me, even if everything else around you feels unfinished. There is a reason your heart feels a certain emptiness, even when your days are full, and it is because your soul longs for connection with me in a way that nothing else can replace. You can achieve many things, you can fill your time with important tasks, and you can meet many expectations, but without this connection, something will always feel incomplete. That feeling is not meant to discourage you, but to guide you back to me, to remind you that you were created for more than constant activity and pressure. Type 1515 to affirm. I am calling you into a rhythm of life where you do not rush past the moments that matter most, where you begin to recognize my presence not as something distant, but as something close and constant. When you begin to live this way, you will notice how even ordinary moments become meaningful, how your thoughts become clearer, and how your heart feels more steady in the middle of challenges. This is not something that happens all at once, but something that grows each time you choose to turn your attention toward me, instead of letting your mind be consumed by everything else. You have been trying to control outcomes, to predict what will happen, and to prepare for every possibility, yet this constant effort has left you feeling drained and uncertain. I am asking you to trust me with what you cannot control, to release the need to manage everything, and to allow me to guide you step by step. When you do this, you will begin to experience a different kind of strength, one that does not come from constant effort, but from deep trust and quiet confidence in my presence. I see the future that you cannot yet see, and I am already working within it, arranging things in ways that will support you, protect you, and lead you forward. There are moments ahead that will require clarity, patience, and strength, and I am preparing you for them by drawing you closer to me now. This is why I keep calling you, not to take something from you, but to give you what you will need when those moments arrive. Do not think that your small steps toward me go unnoticed, because every time you pause, every time you speak to me, and every time you choose stillness over distraction, something shifts within you that brings you closer to the life you are meant to live. You are not far from me, and you are not beyond my reach, because I am with you even now, speaking gently into your heart and inviting you to stay. I am still speaking to you, and I want you to notice how gently your heart is beginning to soften, even if your mind is still busy and filled with many thoughts pulling you in different directions. This softening is not accidental, because it is the place where I begin to reach you in a deeper way, beyond the surface of your daily routines and beyond the noise that has been surrounding you for so long. You have spent so much time responding to everything around you that you have forgotten what it feels like to simply be still and aware of my presence. And yet this is where your strength is renewed and your spirit is restored in a way nothing else can accomplish. Type 333 to receive peace. Could a strange 7-second ritual be unlocking hidden brain power in thousands of people worldwide? A shocking neuroscience discovery claims this simple daily method, paired with a 7-minute sound wave, may activate powerful mental frequencies inside your brain. Users report sharper memory, heightened mental energy, faster thinking and learning naturally. Over 19,389 people are already trying it daily. Click the link in the comments below before it vanishes. You keep telling yourself that you will slow down when the right moment comes, when your responsibilities become lighter and your mind feels less crowded. But that moment does not arrive on its own, because life will always give you something else to focus on. I am showing you that the right moment is not something you wait for, but something you choose, even in the middle of everything you are already doing. When you choose to turn your attention toward me, even for a few seconds of honest connection, you begin to break the pattern that has kept you distant, and you create space for something new to grow within you. I see how you have been carrying hidden weight, things that you do not always speak about, concerns that stay in your thoughts longer than you would like, and quiet fears that sometimes follow you into your rest. You have been trying to manage these things with your own strength, pushing through each day and hoping that time will ease what you feel. Yet some of these burdens remain because they were never meant to be carried without me. When you talk to me, not with formality but with honesty, you begin to release what has been building inside you, and that release creates room for peace to settle where heaviness once remained. If your heart is opening even a little right now, take a moment to like this video as a simple step of saying that you are ready to let go of what has been weighing you down. You may not realize how often I have been trying to reach you in small and quiet ways, through moments of stillness, through gentle thoughts that come into your mind, and through feelings that guide you towards something better. These are not random, and they are not coming from nowhere, because I am always near, always aware, and always speaking in ways that are calm and steady rather than loud and overwhelming. When you slow down enough to notice, you begin to see that I have been present in your life far more than you once believed. There have been times when you felt alone, even in the middle of many people, and times when you wondered if anyone truly understood what you were going through. And in those moments your heart quietly searched for something deeper. That search was leading you toward me, even if you did not fully recognize it at the time, because I understand you in a way that no one else can. I see not only your actions, but your intentions, your hopes, your disappointments, and the parts of you that you rarely show to anyone else. Type 888 to affirm your faith. I am not asking you to become perfect or to remove every distraction from your life, because I know that your life is filled with responsibilities that matter and cannot be ignored. What I am asking is that you begin to include me in the middle of your life, instead of placing me at the edges where I am easily forgotten when things become busy. When you begin to live this way, you will notice how your days start to feel different. Not because everything changes instantly, but because you are no longer facing everything alone. You have been trying to find balance, trying to manage your time, your energy, and your emotions, yet without this connection, balance always feels just out of reach. When you talk to me regularly, even in simple and quiet ways, your inner world begins to settle, and this creates a sense of stability that carries into every part of your life. You will begin to respond instead of react, to move with clarity instead of confusion, and to feel guided instead of lost. I know that part of you still feels uncertain about how to begin or how to stay consistent, and that uncertainty can make you hesitate. But I am not asking for a perfect plan or a structured routine. I am inviting you into a relationship that grows naturally, where each moment of connection builds upon the last, creating something steady and real over time. You can start where you are, with what you have, and I will meet you there without hesitation or judgment. There is something important I want you to understand, and it is that your life is not meant to be lived in constant urgency and pressure, where you feel like you are always catching up or trying to keep everything from falling apart. You were created for a deeper rhythm, one that includes rest, reflection, and connection with me. And when you begin to live within that rhythm, you will find a kind of peace that does not depend on everything being perfect around you. I am drawing you closer because there are things I want to show you, ways I want to guide you, and peace I want you to experience that cannot be found in the constant movement you have been living in. This is not about taking something away from you, but about adding something that will transform how you experience your life. When you begin to walk with me in a real and consistent way, everything starts to feel more meaningful, more grounded, and more aligned with the purpose I have placed within you. You have spent so much time living on the surface of your days, moving quickly from one thing to another, that you have not fully experienced the depth of peace and clarity that comes when you remain connected to me in a real and consistent way. Type 666 to receive strength. There is a pattern in your life that has been repeating itself, where you become overwhelmed, you push through with all your effort, and then you feel drained and distant, wondering why everything feels heavier than it should. This pattern continues because you have been trying to live without the steady connection that brings balance and renewal to your spirit. When you begin to include me in your daily life, not as an afterthought, but as a constant presence, this pattern begins to break, and you start to experience a new way of living that feels more peaceful and more grounded. Why are people calling this 7-minute neurowave the genius sound of 2026? Researchers claim this powerful audio frequency may stimulate hidden brainwaves linked to intelligence, focus, and memory. Thousands say they now experience sharper memory, heightened mental energy, faster thinking and learning after using this simple daily ritual. Some even claim they feel mentally younger and more alert. Click the link in the comments below before it gets deleted forever. You may not have realized how much your constant busyness has been affecting your inner world, because on the outside you continue to move forward, complete your tasks, and meet your responsibilities. But inside, there has been a quiet exhaustion that has been growing over time. This exhaustion is not only physical, but emotional and spiritual, and it cannot be fully restored by rest alone, because it comes from being disconnected from the source that gives you true strength. When you talk to me, when you allow yourself to be present with me, you begin to receive a kind of renewal that goes deeper than anything else you have experienced. If you feel something awakening inside your heart right now, take a moment to like this video as a simple expression that you are ready to receive the strength and peace that I am placing before you. I know there are still distractions around you, still responsibilities waiting for your attention, and still thoughts that try to pull you away from this moment. Yet I am asking you to remain here just a little longer, because what you are receiving right now is important for what lies ahead. You do not always see how your present moments are shaping your future, but I see it clearly, and I am guiding you in ways that will become more visible as you continue to walk with me. Every time you choose to stay connected, even when it feels difficult, you are building a foundation that will support you in times when you need it most. Type 1111 to affirm trust. You have been searching for a sense of control, trying to organize your life in a way that removes uncertainty and prevents difficulties. Yet life does not always follow the plans you create, and this has caused frustration and anxiety within you. I am not asking you to give up responsibility, but I am asking you to release the need to control everything, because that weight was never meant for you to carry. When you trust me with what you cannot control, you begin to experience a different kind of peace, one that remains steady even when things do not go as expected. I see the moments when you feel unsure, when you question your path, and when you wonder if you are moving in the right direction. And I want you to know that you are not alone in those moments. I am guiding you, even when you cannot clearly see the next step, and I am placing things in your path that will help you grow and move forward. When you stay connected to me, you become more aware of this guidance, and you begin to recognize the quiet ways I lead you toward what is good for you. There is also something I want you to release, something that has been holding you back from fully experiencing the peace I offer, and that is the belief that you must have everything figured out before you can come to me. You do not need to have answers, and you do not need to understand everything, because I am not waiting for you to become perfect before I welcome you. I am inviting you as you are, with your questions, your uncertainties, and your imperfections, because it is in this honesty that our connection becomes real and meaningful. When you begin to talk to me more often, you will notice that your thoughts start to change, becoming less heavy and more clear, and your emotions begin to settle in a way that allows you to respond to life with calmness instead of constant stress. This change does not happen all at once, but it grows over time, becoming stronger with each moment you choose to remain connected. You will begin to see how your life can move forward without the same level of pressure you once felt, because you are no longer trying to carry everything by yourself. I am drawing you into a deeper understanding of what it means to walk with me, not just in moments of need, but in the everyday rhythm of your life, where our connection becomes natural and constant. This is where you find true strength, not in your ability to handle everything alone, but in your willingness to rely on me and trust that I am with you in every situation. When you live this way, you begin to experience a sense of peace that remains even when challenges arise, because you know that you are not facing them without support. You have often believed that your value comes from how much you accomplish, how much you handle, and how well you keep everything together. Yet this belief has quietly placed a weight on your shoulders that was never meant to stay there. I do not measure your worth by your productivity, and I do not see you through the lens of your performance, because I see you fully, beyond what you do and beyond what others expect from you. When you begin to understand this, you start to release the pressure that has been driving your constant busyness, and you open yourself to a life that feels lighter and more peaceful. There are moments in your life when everything seems to demand your attention at once, when your mind becomes crowded and your heart feels stretched in many directions, and in those moments it becomes easy to forget me. You move from one task to another, from one thought to the next, and before you realize it, the day has passed without you taking even a small moment to connect with me. I am not distant during those times, but your awareness becomes clouded, and the connection that brings you peace becomes quiet beneath the noise. If you feel the importance of this moment deep within you, take a moment to like this video as a simple step of saying that you are ready to keep growing in this connection and not return to the same pattern. Type 999 to affirm divine timing. I want you to begin seeing your life differently, not as a race that must be completed as quickly as possible, but as a journey that unfolds step by step, where each moment has meaning when you walk through it with me. When you slow down enough to include me in your thoughts and decisions, you begin to experience a sense of calm direction that replaces the confusion and pressure you once felt. This does not remove your responsibilities, but it changes the way you carry them, making them feel lighter because you are no longer facing them alone. Have you heard about the hidden brainwave that researchers say exists inside every human mind? A NASA-trained neuroscientist recently revealed a 7 second ritual, combined with a powerful 7-minute neurowave sound. Thousands say this daily method helped them improve sharper memory, heightened mental energy, faster thinking, and learning naturally. Many also report feeling more focused and mentally clear throughout the day. Click the link in the comments below before it disappears. You have been trying to find peace by organizing your life, by managing your time, and by controlling your environment. Yet peace does not come from these things alone. True peace comes from connection, from knowing that you are not alone in what you face, and from trusting that I am guiding you even when you cannot see the full path ahead. When you talk to me, when you pause and listen, you begin to experience this peace in a way that is steady and real, not dependent on everything around you being perfect. There are things within you that I am gently bringing to the surface, thoughts, emotions, and desires that have been hidden beneath the busyness of your life. And this is not to overwhelm you, but to help you understand yourself more clearly.